Ladies and gentlemen, what you see immediately above the owl's head is the dome of the Capitol building in the United States of America. And what you see immediately above the owl's head is an exact, perfect, dead center replication of a dead center of a Baphomet that appears on the reverse of the $1 bill when folded using my special folding methodologies that I come to the understanding of by utilizing the words in this book. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Everything that I show you on the screen, I have come to by utilizing the words in this book as a form of codices that was placed in that book by a remnant society of race of beings that may or may not be from this world. And everything I tell you in my videos is in my book, Angels on the Ark, and you can review the book, buy the book, and purchase the book and have the book downloaded into your computer for $12.25, and you can see how this stuff is true and that I have proven it 100 ways from Sunday in my 1990-page ebook with 130 pictures, 602,000 words. Everything I say is in my book. Now, moving back to Capitol Dome as the seat of Satan, you can see under the Capitol Dome there is a set of dividers. I have said that this is a protractor and a compass for the last 2 days to see if any of you imbeciles were paying attention, and apparently you're not. This is a set of dividers, ladies and gentlemen. You don't even know what a set of dividers as opposed to a compass is, and you expect to follow me with the pictographs? What you need to do is you need to go back to school or at least read my book so you can follow along the common sense methodologies that I show you how to do this stuff in the book itself. But moving past that, immediately above my two fingertips are what looks like two small circles. They are at the top of the Capitol building. These circles are going to be the eyes of the Baphomet, or the eyes of Lucifer. This portion of the dome property is going to be the mouth, and immediately below that is, of course, the dividers that all of this was created with. Moving past that, at the top of every Baphomet you have a field that comes up of energy, of light, and then you have the two horns. One horn is here, one horn is here. This has all been in hundreds of other videos. This shouldn't be that much new to you. But what I am going to bring to you is going to be completely bizarre, ladies and gentlemen, because using my crazy folding methodologies, you will see that I have found the seat of Satan on the $1 bill. Now, we're just going to give you a caricature that this is the same Capitol Dome building. This is the owl, and if you'll notice to the right and left of the owl's wings, it goes off like wings. If you'll notice, it has an eye and an ear up here, an eye and an ear up here, that represent the owl's eye and ear. And then, of course, you have the dividers, once again, that show you the legs of the owl. I am showing this to you because when I show you what I'm about to show you, you are going to be astounded, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Baphomet. This is a perfect representation of the Baphomet on the $1 bill when I folded it. Okay, it is a perfect representation. And now I'm going to move the camera slightly, and then I'm going to show you why it's a perfect representation. If you'll notice, inside the circle here is a triangular face. Now I'm going to zoom it in, and you're going to see this triangular face for yourself inside the outline that I just laid out for you. Here are the two eyes. Immediately above my fingertips are the two eyes of the Baphomet. This is the mouth of the Baphomet. When I back out, you'll be able to start to see the horns up here and the horn over here. This is the beginning of the horn. When I zoom back out further, what you're going to see coming up from the top of the Baphomet's head is that Ankh-type ring that appears at the top of the Baphomet's head with the Ankh at the top of the cross. Here is the Ankh itself. at the top of the cross, and then we're going to just adjust this a little bit. Here is the Ankh at the top of the Baphomet right here, Ankh. And then above the Ankh is the circle that sits above the Ankh, or part of the Ankh. This is the face of the Baphomet. It is a face. Right here are the eyes. Inside these two six-sided, what look like circles, but when you blow it up, they're not circles, ladies and gentlemen. They are the eyes. Not these eyes, but these eyes that you see before you on your screen. The eyes that are immediately above my fingertips. When I zoom it back out, you'll see the face of the Baphomet in between the forks of my fingers. It's indistinguishable. You can't possibly miss it. Now, to go one step further, I will show you what an actual Baphomet looks like by moving over to a Baphomet, minimizing the screen, and putting that in front of you. Here you have a picture or caricature of a Baphomet. This is the Ankh that appears at the top of the Baphomet's head. This is the central portion of the Baphomet's head and its eyes and its pointed chin. This is a horn. This is a horn. Make no mistake about it. The Capitol building dome is the dead center of these eyes that I showed you in the beginning of the video, of the little green circles that peered left and right of the dome itself. So dead center between its eyes would be its third eye, or the eye that is supposed to give the mystical energy to different forces in that type of an environment. We won't get involved with the black arts at this point. So moving back from that, we can go to my other visualization and depiction that is even more clear because of the way the picture itself was shot. Let's see, we'll get it right about, we got to move it back. We got to move it back to this point right here. There it is. This is the most accurate picture of a Baphomet that I have. Inside the central portion of this ring is the face of the Baphomet. We're going to move the camera again. I apologize for this. I'm multitasking here big time in order to bring this to you. Immediately above the Baphomet's head is the Ankh. That's right. You see the Ankh above the Baphomet's head? And now when I zoom it out, you see the Baphomet's face. You see his body. You see the eyes of what appears to be an owl. It is almost as if someone hid the Baphomet inside the design of the owl. And in fact they did, so that you would never see such fine detail. See the eyes at the bottom of the screen? See the horns going left and right? See the Ankh coming from the top of its head? See the faces of the Egyptian pharaoh-like gods that are blowing into the horns of the Baphomet itself? Let me show you how that is represented in real life, because those pharaohs or Egyptian gods are there for a specific reason. In another portion of the Bible, it tells you why they're there. Of course, this is all inside my book, Angels on the Ark. But you can see the forked beard, and you can see the vulture's headdress at the top of the forehead. That forked beard and vulture's headdress I am going to point out to you right now on the screen as the part of the caricature that comes down out of the chin of this Egyptian god, out of the chin that comes down out of this Egyptian god. And this is the vulture's headdress, and this is the other vulture's headdress. These are on this bill. Now I'll tell you why this stuff exists on the bill while you explore the Baphomet on the bill itself. This being the central portion of the head of the Baphomet. This stuff appears on the $1 bill because an ancient race of beings has existed on this planet for perhaps millions of years. It may or may not exist from this world. It may have existed from another world and came here and populated our species, but rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, we are not the dominant species on this planet. We are their slaves. We have been their slaves since at least the Great Pyramid was built, because that's why all of this stuff is on the $1 bill in the first place. The faces of the Egyptian gods, the faces of the Aztec gods, the pyramid, the faces of Tutankhamun, the Baphomet, which is probably part of their society. It may be what they look like. If you'll notice, it looks like a face of an alien. If it is the face of an alien, then we are the subjects to these aliens. We are not the dominant species on this planet. Get it through your head. Something put all of these pictographs on the front and back of the $1 bill. And it wasn't no fella in 1934 with a 12th grade education. It just can't be so, ladies and gentlemen. Everything you see in such great detail, and I have shown you in the volume of my 602,000 word book that all of this stuff exists. Buy the book. $12.25. Have fun. And I need to get a bigger camera.